Hey, solos. So you are thinking of going to Disneyland and you really want to give back to a good cause. Is there something you can do? Well, solo spoiler, yes, there is, and it is coming up. It is the Chalk Walk at Disneyland. And in this episode, I talk to Sometimes Castles all about the Chalk Walk and how you can participate for this great cause. Hi, everyone. It is Samantha. Olaf may not know who Samantha is, but now you do. And welcome to Disney Solo Magic, the number one podcast for solo travel to Disneyland in this particular episode. So, hi everyone. I am so excited to bring you this episode. Sometimes Castles are a pair of influencers who do work in Disneyland. And we talked last year about their book, I Love Disneyland, which made me want to go to Disneyland so much. So much. And we connected again because I wanted to talk with them about something else cool about what was happening. And they were like, we have the perfect thing to talk to you about. Let's talk about the chalk walk. And I'm going to be honest, even to this day, I'm still very confused about the name. And like, I did figure it out. I feel very slow. I did figure it out, but it stands for Children's Health Orange County. Although, like, when I heard chalk walk, I kept thinking like chalk, like chocolate. And then for the transcript for the podcast, which is terrible actually this time, it spelled it like chalk, like writing on a chalkboard. Anyway, it is an acronym for Children's Health Orange County. And the chalk walk is a charity walk that goes around Disneyland. And it is really embedded in the Disneyland story. Like, it was so wonderful to talk to them about this walk because I got to learn so much about the relationship between the Children's Health Network and Disneyland, which was really awesome. And the walk is coming up. It is going to be on August the 2nd. And it's so funny because when we recorded this, and we recorded this last month, I like looked up the dates, like, can I just go just for the day, just to do the walk because it sounds so amazing? And I can't because I have to go out of town somewhere else to work. But Disney Solo Magic Podcast has donated $120 to the Chalk Walk for Sometimes Castles team. And we're just so excited to be a part of it from afar. And you can be a part of it from afar as well by donating. The link is below to the Sometimes Castles team. But of course, all the money goes towards the same Children's Health Orange County Health Network. And we really want to support children's health. And it's such a wonderful cause. So please go donate. Like, definitely, definitely, definitely donate. And if you want to go to Disneyland in the next couple weeks, like, become part of a team. Ryan Skyla from Sometimes Castles talk all about how you can participate in the episode. And it was just so, so wonderful to have them on to talk about this. And I am really excited to be able to share this episode with you. However, just a bit of a trigger warning that we do talk about children's illnesses. Along with talking about children's health, as well as children dying from illnesses. It's not a huge part of the episode, but I just wanted to like put that trigger warning out there that that is a topic that comes up. And, I said in the episode, like, these are impossible situations. And, that's why it's even more important to donate and support the health of as many children and families as we can. And if you're not able to donate to Chalk Walk, please make sure you look for other children's health facilities that you can donate to if you are able. Now, we also talk about things like Halloween and the 70th anniversary and D23 and Sometimes Castles. They are just a wealth of knowledge and they're super cool. And it was wonderful to talk with them again. So please go check out all of their social medias. The link is below. Social media. Do you know that media is actually a plural for the word medium? So, like, the medium of a newspaper, but if you have a newspaper and a radio radio show in the Depression in the 1920s, then it becomes media. Anywho, please go check all the links to their media down below, as well as their specific link that I have pulled out for their Chalk Walk page where you can donate money, like I said, and even become part of the team if you're going to be in town. My social media are down below, not as exciting as well as Patreon. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. So I don't know if you can tell from my voice, I'm getting over a cold and I've been a full-time auntie the last 2 weeks. I've had my 13-year-old nephew in Toronto for a whole week. We did so much. And a few of you actually, I think, have like found my like personal page where I'll like post pictures of my family, and it's been really nice when people were like, "Oh, what a fun, what a fun tour you done." And then on the weekend, as I was handing him off and picking up his sister, I caught a cold, so we're just catching up, but we're having a wonderful time. I'm taking them to theater and art galleries and sushi, and it's super, super fun. And so I apologize for the late episode, but I'm really excited that you get to hear this. And bear with me if there are other episodes that are late this summer. I have all the episodes ready to go. It's just all the editing. So thank you so much for your patience. I miss you guys when I I miss you guys when I have to take a break and gear shift back to the podcast. I was like, "Oh, hey guys." And it was also working on like this super secret project that's like related to the podcast, not quite related to the podcast. And I was hoping to do it, like finish it before the kids got down here and I didn't get a chance to. So I'm excited. I'm excited to get back to that. Although I also will be watching them in August too. So we are just full-time anti mode here, which is wonderful because then you can give them back. And yeah. Anyway, Chalk Walk, link below. Please donate August the 2nd. Oh, and Ryan Skyla will be live streaming it as well. So if you donate, although obviously you don't have to donate to watch the live stream, you can see what it's all about. So it's really cool. Anyway, enjoy the episode. We'll talk next week / as soon as possible. Thanks so much. Bye.
Oh my gosh, I am so happy to have Ryan Skyla back from Sometimes Castles. Hello, both. Welcome back to Disney Solo Magic, the #1 podcast for solo travel to Disney World. And I don't know if there is one for Disneyland, so we're just going to say it's the #1 podcast for solo travel to Disneyland as well, because that's what we're talking about. Hello, both.
Hi, how are you doing,
Hello.
Samantha?
Can you introduce yourselves before we get too far into it?
Sure. I'm Rye, and I'm half of Sometimes Castles. Sometimes Castles, we primarily do Disneyland content, and we share information about what's going on at the park so people who are planning trips can plan better trips, or people who live near the park and go often can figure out what's going on because Disneyland changes things all the time.
And hi, I'm Skyla. I am the other half of Sometimes Castles, and I do whatever he said we do.
Well, it's funny because you were like, you said something, and I was like, you should say sometimes we talk about Disneyland because that's where the sometimes castles come in.
I
We
mean,
do
that's true.
sometimes. Yeah.
But
We
most
spend
of
a
the
lot of
time.
time doing Universal Fan Fest, but
Yeah.
we live close to Disneyland Park, so it's easy for us to pop over to Disneyland a few times a week. Things like Universal's a little bit of a trek for us.
Yeah. Well, and also you're like Disneyland experts as evidenced by your published The Unofficial Fan Guide I Love Disneyland, which we talked about last year. The link to that conversation will be below. 100 plus surprising facts, fun quizzes, fan favorite trivia, and more about Disneyland. Congratulations again on the publication of this book. It's so great. It's such a great guide for solo travelers in particular. Well, because that's who's listening generally, because you get so much. It's like having friends in your pocket. Is that weird?
No,
I,
it's amazing. We've had let's see, we had someone recently tell us that they saw somebody reading the book in line, like a solo person reading the book in line while they were at Peter Pan. So that was really cool. And we've met a
not
couple of
just
people who
told
have
us,
come
they
up.
sent us
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
picture
it
of
was
them.
a picture.
Oh,
was so
I
fun.
love that.
And then people like bring the book to the park and see us and ask us to like sign it, which is so cool and weird. And I never thought that was going to happen. So it's very exciting, unexpected, and very fun. This has been a really unique journey.
One of the things I mentioned in the last episode was like, the idea of bringing a a book to the parks can be daunting because like you already have so much in your in your bag and everything, but this book is like so light. It's such a good size. And so, well, first it feels like a QVC ad that I'm doing right now, that it is actually a really easy thing to like tuck into whatever when you're going. So I'm not surprised that people saw you and wanted you to sign it, and you saw people reading it because it's perfect to bring to the book to the parks.
It fits in a lounge fly. It works.
It does fit in a lunch fly, exactly. So we're not here to talk about the book today, although again the link to that is below. We're actually here to talk about an event that you told me about that's coming up in August, and I'm really excited to learn more about it and about your own participation, how people can participate, and like the importance of it in the Disneyland community. And that's the CHOC Walk, right? Spelled CHOC. It's an acronym.
Correct. Yes. So it's short for Children's Hospital of Orange County. Disneyland's done the Chalk Walk for a good long time. Walt Disney actually participated in opening the Children's Hospital of Orange County in the 60s. So, like, this is something that dates back to
Wow.
the days of like Walt Disney being active out here in this community. Walter Knott, who was the one that started Knott's Berry Farm, was actually part of starting this as well with Walt Disney. And the Chalk Walk in the park is an event that's been going on out here for Disneyland for a good long time. I think consistently yearly since 2002. So a lot of years, like a annual event that like the community comes together, fundraises, and then the celebration is the special event at Disneyland called Chalk Walk in the Park.
So is it a walk like Run Disney is a run?
I
Yeah,
theoretic
it's a walk. Yeah, it is a 5K walk through Disneyland and California Adventure and last year Downtown Disney. And yeah, it's just a 5K. You're not they do sweep at some point, or there's like shortcuts to get for people to leave, but they give us a good long time. The walk starts at 5:30 and it ends at 8:30. That feels right.
In the
the
morning.
park
In the
in the
morning.
morning, correct. So before Disneyland opens, so Disneyland will open at 9 o'clock that day. The walk will start at 5:30, and there'll be a time in between where it's like the hard stop where they like what Skyla said, they'll sweep the park, do a quick cleaning before like it actually opens to guests at 9 o'clock that day.
And so with like Run Disney, that it's all of those events that are so like fitness focused and people are worried about like the balloon ladies and all of that stuff. What I'm hearing from you is that this is like a low pressure charity fundraising event that includes a walk that is very doable for people and contributes to children's health care.
Exactly. So like very much like Run Disney, it's an event that like is one direction. Once it starts, like there's a set path, you go down the path, and as you go, things are set up along the way for characters for you to interact with, or things to take pictures with, or Disney history to experience like together with your people. So like Disneyland does a big event for this, and it's been awesome to be participating in this in the last few years. Uh, some years they have like backstage areas that they take the walk through, so you see things like a couple years ago we got to see the back end of our Galaxy's Edge and things behind where those attractions are, which was pretty neat. And
I
to your point about charity, like the charity is like an amazing cause out here, Children's Hospital of Orange County.
Well, and I'm thinking when you're saying backstage, I assume that it's, I mean, please correct me if I'm wrong, but it's also, it's like the, not the utilidors, but like the utility areas, or is it like an exhibit back there that you're like, oh, surprise?
It is generally the built, the backside of water, right? It
Yeah,
is
yeah.
it is where they're taking out the trash, but it's also there's some we've had, they've done cool stuff like balloon arches, balloon tunnels that give like the
Ooh,
history of chalk and Disneyland. They've been really cool. But then also other things like we got to take a bunch of pictures with the Magic Happens parade floats. I'm pretty nerded
cool.
out about that. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's really rare because I've seen the floats backstage at Disney World and like through the Keys to the Kingdom tour, and they're like, no
Mm.
pictures.
Oh no, yeah. We could take pictures, video, and in fact, we do live stream this event every year also.
Wow.
So on Sometimes Castles, every Friday I do a Disneyland live stream on TikTok where I do the evening entertainment. So like during the 70th anniversary, I've done the Paint the Night Parade, Wondrous Journeys, World of Color Happiness. Sometimes Fantasmic, although Fantasmic's not part of the 70th anniversary. So I'll occasionally sneak that in, but we'll use the live stream as a way to raise awareness for this and get donations for the fundraiser. And then in addition, even if people do or don't donate, we'll live stream the event so people have a chance to see that even if they don't participate.
That's awesome. Although when you said I do the evening entertainment, I was like, well, are you doing Fantasmic just like in your living room?
No,
Like,
I
Yes.
literally go to Disneyland every Friday,
yeah.
and like because I'm actually pretty tall, so I get
Yeah.
unique views of some of these things that Skyla can't because she's about a foot shorter than I am.
Yeah.
It's true.
So that's really awesome that people like on the East Coast or outside of just the US generally can see this in live stream. So how can people participate in it? Is it, like I think about the Run Disney events, and again, I'm just using that as my own point of reference. I know they're completely different, but that it's like it's such a rush to sign up, and like the window is closed, and then there are ways that you can participate as part of a charity, but this is different than that. So can you still sign up? You said earlier go with your people, like can you do it solo?
This is actually a great event to do solo. So you can either join a team. So there's a team for Magic Key holders. We have a team. You can join a team and you can walk with the people on that team if you want. Sometimes they'll do themes, like different t-shirts, or they'll wear, last year we had a rainbow theme for our teams. We just wore rainbow colors. Or you can just sign up and raise $125 or donate $125 yourself and just go on the walk. The only restriction is you have to have the money raised by like July 31st. It's like a couple days before the event. It is not crazy. So anybody can still sign up like the whole time.
And we didn't say the name of the date of this, but this is August 2nd.
Correct. This will happen at Disneyland early before the park opens on Sunday, August 2nd. And like Skyla said, so they'll start doing pickups for your Chalk Walk things on the 31st of July. So at that point, that when fundraising, when they'll look if you have that $125 or not, so you can attend. But like if you think of like the cost of Run Disney or an after hours event, like $125 is cheaper than a lot of these other things that people do here at Disney.
Totally.
There are
totally.
also some incentives. So if you raise $125, you get a Chalk Walk in the Park t-shirt and you get to participate in the walk. But then there are a couple more tiers of things. If you raise $250, you get a medal. If you raise $400, you get a day ticket to Disneyland and California Adventure on Chalk Walk Day.
So like you don't have to leave at 9 o'clock. You get to go back into the park after 9 o'clock, and it's a park hopper ticket that day. If you fundraised more than like the $125.
Well, that sounds like a great deal because also you're raising money for the charity. Can you talk a little bit more about the charity and where the money is going?
Sure. So Children's Hospital of Orange County is the literal hospital, but they're part of a network called Children's Miracle Network. Children's Miracle Network is a network of hospitals that we have here in America that provides medical care for children regardless of their family's ability to pay. So our group out here, it's Radies and San Diego, CHOC, which is in Orange County, and those two hospitals have merged to be essentially one network. So they're going to probably change the name at some point, and CHOC Walk will have a confusing name. But
I think that Chalk Walk already has a confusing name.
Yeah, right. But CHOC, which is short for Children's Hospital of Orange County. But yeah, so all of the money for the Chalk Walk goes to Children's Miracle Network, 100% of it. So people raising money don't make any of that money. Disneyland doesn't take any of that money. 100% of what they get from this charity will go into providing medical care for children. And CHOC, over the history of this fundraiser, has raised over $49 million.
It's amazing.
Like it's a huge amount of money. And we have a lot of people in this Disneyland community, both guest and cast members, that have stories like when they were a child being like in the hospital out here and how like this changed their life, either provided life-saving care or provided care that like helped their family financially at a time where they maybe not able to pay for something like this.
That's amazing. It's so amazing that it's something so integrated into the community and the lives of so many people, and into the Disneyland story and history as well.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
100%.
beautiful. Yeah. There's a I'm gonna cry again because I always cry when we talk about CHOC. Like I literally can't help it. But there are a few interesting things that they do, being so close to Disney and being partnered with Disney. One of them is called. Oh, I'm gonna do this one first because it makes me cry the most. One of them is called the Mini Walk, where they bring out Minnie Mouse, Minnie, but also it's a small walk around the hospital for the children who, because of their health or what they're going through, can't participate in the chalk walk at the park. So they get their own little event, which I love and kills me. And then something else they do that's super unique. Are you familiar with our Turtle Talk with Crush?
Yes.
So they actually have a Turtle Talk with Crush inside of the hospital where they somehow through Disney magic, that same Crush character is talking to the children at Children's Hospital of Orange County once a week. And it is like
Oh my
they're
God.
in the hospital and it is so freaking cool. Yeah. So they do all kinds of stuff. They've got characters that come out. I think I recently saw somebody have pictures with Darth Vader, which is very funny. But yeah, they have characters come to the hospital for the kids too, and it's all kind of amazing.
That's so great because so often when, well, maybe not for everybody, but like when you donate to charity, sometimes you're not quite sure like where those dollars actually land and how it affects a larger thing. And also sometimes you're like, well, like $50, like how far can that really go? Or
So
125, you're like,
far.
how far can that really go? And so it's so cool to have this event that brings like you can see all that money coming together and all that people power and all the star power of Disneyland to be able to help make these children's lives and their families' lives a little bit better during the most impossible circumstances.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
I
all
mean, it
just need
does.
to
And like,
cry
no, it
apparently.
does. We just have a lot of feelings about it. We just,
Oh gosh.
Sorry, we're
I
just
wanted
all
to
going to
sign
take a
off, but
cry
yeah.
break, so feel
Wait a
free to
second.
cry at home.
We do the yearly like event where they announce this year's Chalk Walk ambassador. They show the art for the event. We took over the dates. We do all of that together. And yeah, I can't make it through that event ever. We're just sitting there eating tacos, and I'm just like sobbing my eyes out the
Yeah.
entire time. So
Yeah.
yeah.
They'll always have a child from the hospital will be an ambassador for Chalk Walk every year. So
Mhm.
like someone who's gone through this experience and the child who was chosen as the ambassador this year has passed away. So it's the parents who will be the ambassadors for the event, speaking on behalf of the situation.
Carter. Yeah.
Okay.
Team Carter Strong. Yeah.
But
So
that's the name of their team this year, Team Carter Strong, because
Yeah.
Carter was their son. But he will, yeah.
okay, well, I do feel like we need to take a crying break. Sorry. So does the ambassador every year get chosen by a child who has passed away, or did that just happen?
That was
Uh,
just the case for this
Ooh.
one. Last year it was I think her handle might be it's Belly Bell on Instagram. She went through treatment at CHOC for years. So many
Mhm.
of her early formative years she went through CHOC, and she is in remission and she is healthy, and so she was last year's ambassador.
Right. Okay. Well, so donate everybody.
I mean, it doesn't have to be through teams sometimes, Cass. It's like any of the teams, like all of the money goes to the same place. So like
Yeah.
this isn't like, hey, like donate towards sometimes castles. Any of the charities, all of that money goes to Children's Miracle Network, regardless of who you donate through, as long as it's through one of the chalk pages.
Right. So down below, actually, there will be information about the Chalk Walk, but also the link to Sometimes Castle's team page. And we will come back to that in a second. Let's just talk a little bit more about the event before we talk about that, because Rye, you had called it like an after hours event. So when I think of after hours event, I also, yes, characters, but I also think of snacks. I think of rides. But you two haven't talked about that. So is that are those types of things not part of this particular
Correct.
event?
So it will not be rides. Again, it's similar to like you said, a 5K where you're walking in one direction. You don't really get a chance to like stop to go do a ride. But for example, like we'll go past the carousel and it might be a bunch of characters riding the carousel as you walk past it. And you have that
Ah,
opportunity maybe to interact with some of the characters, but not ride the carousel with them, if that makes any
right.
sense.
Totally.
But
Totally.
when I say like an after hours event, like for us, the after hours event is often character interactions or photo opportunities. And that's a big part of Chalk Walk, that there'll be unique character costumes that you don't see on a regular day and have opportunities to take pictures with those characters,
Right, right.
or special opportunities for things like I was at last year's event where it had the Magic Happens, or not Magic Happens, the Better Together parade floats
Yeah,
in
better
Disney
together, parade
California
floats.
Adventure.
Right.
Yeah,
So
we're collecting parade floats over here.
as far as snacks go, it's pretty much just like bottles of water. As you go through the walk, there'll be stations, they'll be handing out like bottles of water and stuff
Right,
because
right.
again, it's essentially like a 5K, even if you're just walking it.
I love that you brought this as something that we could talk about because it pulls on a couple of the threads that have come up through the Disney Solo Magic podcast. And one of them is grief. And we won't spend too much time on this because of the tears. I mean, we haven't brought Rye to tears yet, but maybe we won't try to work on that if it's hard to break. But and that there's a lot of different ways to deal with certain types of grief, but actually like being active in giving back is a really great way to do that. And I love that this is something that people can participate in as solo, but also sometimes Castles has made it possible that you can also watch it as well. And then the other thing that I want to just pull out as a theme from this podcast is that, well, I guess there's like two intersecting things here. Is that like first, it as you said, Skyla, it seems like a great thing to do solo, and also like obviously I'm solo all day, but it is nice to connect with like-minded Disney people. And I've said that like the Run Disney events is a good time to do that, and things like Dapper Day can be good sometimes, but also everyone's usually peacocking that they're not necessarily
Yes.
like super like community. They're like, oh, look how awesome I look, which is great. That's not a dig on that at all. I love Dapper Day. But it seems like this is so great because you can join a team like your team and then get to know people and do the walk. And it just seems like a really nice configuration of like, doing some Disney solo stuff, but then also getting to meet people as well.
Oh, 100%. Like we've had people join our team before, like people that we don't know, and then show up at the event and like now like they're now a part of that community that we
Yeah.
have an opportunity to meet them. They have an opportunity to participate in the fundraiser, and we have an opportunity to draw more attention to different people that might not be able to fundraise for this on their own. And
Yeah.
we've heard the same thing for the Magic Key team, the annual pass holders, where people who are often have done Disney solo join that team and meet people in the community and make friends from this event while also raising money for charity. So it is a
Mhm.
thing that people both do solo, or people do solo and become more involved in the community in a way that they didn't think about before.
Yeah, totally. And I think Disneyland is so much more of a local experience, but this seems like such a great thing if people were, wondering if they should travel to Disneyland solo, that this is like a really good opportunity to be like, well, if you raise $400, then you can do this with Ryan,
Yeah.
Skyla, etc., or others, and also spend the day at the park and raise money for a great cause. And like yeah, it's a great thing to think about your solo travel to this wonderful place.
Well, and have an
Yeah, and
experience
just
that you wouldn't have at the park otherwise. I mean, like,
Yeah.
so when
yeah.
they do, like, when they start the chalk walk, they'll usually have like the president of Disney Park come out and like do like some kind of announcement. And then they'll have like usually like the mayor of Anaheim do some kind of announcement. And then they'll have like CHOC ambassador come out and like talk to the crowd before the event starts. So you have all of these moments in time where these different communities have come together, and it's an experience that you'll have at Disneyland that you might never have. Like, how often do you get to see the sunrise over the Disneyland castle?
That's amazing. And I talk a lot about the fact that I'm a night owl, but I am an early morning gal when I am on the West Coast. So if one
It's an easy
one is like
transition for
that
you.
too,
Yeah.
then yeah, I'm really good in the mornings when I'm in Hawaii.
Oh, I
Uh,
bet. Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be the only place we could go and have that happen.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right for you. For you.
Yeah.
I,
We
I
have
feel the last
last
couple
oh
chalk walks
good.
we just don't sleep. We
Yeah.
we go all the way from Saturday night till Sunday morning because like we're just excited. People are talking to us about this, and
And then
we
I
have
go
to
home
kind
and
of
go
be
to
there early.
bed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was looking through my pictures just to remember what our timing was last year. We got to the parking structure at 3:40
Yeah.
a.m. last year. Yeah, it's early.
We're,
But
we're part
who
of the
didn't?
influencer ambassadors for
Yes.
Chalk Walk, so we go in before everybody else. So we need to be there before everyone. There's a group of about 20 of us. People have been involved with this charity for a long time. This will be our third year as influencer ambassadors for Chalk Walk.
That's
So like
awesome.
we are that first group that walks down Main Street in the morning, like the 20 of us with like the guy that runs PR for it. and it's
Nobody
a surreal
around.
experience. Yeah.
It's so cool.
That's so cool. That's really awesome. I'm so glad that you suggested that we talk about this. So, August the 2nd, how can people donate to you, get involved if they want? Again, the link is below, but maybe you can just talk a little bit about that a little bit more.
So anyone that wants to donate towards Children's Hospital of Orange County, so our page will be linked below. The team is Sometimes Castles. You would select somebody who's on the team and then click their name and you donate towards their name on that. What we're asking people to do is just make sure everybody on the team has hit at least $125. So if you see Captain Skyla with like $1 million for charity, maybe skip past her and drop something into someone else's bucket so everyone has an opportunity to participate. And if you are someone who wants to walk Chalk Walk, you can either make your own page or join a team and then ask people in your community to donate towards what you're doing, or just pay the $125 yourself if you just want to not have to harass people to donate.
And as Skyla said, there are some incentives for more than that for fundraising. And also, it's for such a good cause, too. If you're able to donate more, then this is a great place to put some of those dollars. The links are that below, as well as to Sometimes Castle's social media if you have any follow up questions, I assume.
And one thing to add, and again, like it's a weird American thing, donating towards Chalk Walk is 100% tax deductible. So you can like get your receipt and take it off of your taxes next year. So if you're doing something like that, the money goes to a good cause, and you can save money on taxes as you go into next year.
That is a Canadian thing too, but not for American dollars. So
Right. Not for American dollars.
not for American dollars. So feel free to donate. It just will not be tax deductible if you have to translate that into a CDN. August is going to be a pretty busy month though, because you have the end of the 70th anniversary. You also have D23. I want to talk a little bit about that too. So the end of the 70th, like I feel like when there are big anniversaries that have ended at Walt Disney World, they end with a whimper. They're just like, oh, we're done. And by the way, if you go to the outlet, you can find some discounted hoodies and stuff. So is that how you're expecting the end of the 70th to go? Like, can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I think we're expecting the end of the 70th to trickle out the door. It's what it kind of already feels like. If anybody saw the keys to Disneyland that were special for the 70th, it was key. You go around the park, you stick it in keyholes throughout each land. Once you've collected all the keyholes, it opens and there's a pin. I believe this object was $60 before. That feels right. It's been marked down for a couple months down to $40 because they're going to have to take all those stations out of the
Yeah.
park. So that's on sale. Paint the Night Parade. Its last day is August 9th. However, Disney has not announced, as of the recording of this podcast, the last day for Wondrous Journeys fireworks or the last day for World of Color Happiness, which are also both 70th anniversary shows. So like, are those going into Halloween, which starts at the end of August? We don't know.
We don't know now, but
Now.
the three of us talked about before we started recording, like by the time you all are listening to this, they will know. You all
Yes.
will know. So definitely go to Sometimes Castles to get that information. We're just making a backlog here, so we don't have that information quite yet.
We have been posting some videos about the end of the 70th anniversary because on Disneyland's website, it does say August 9th. It's cool. What we've been getting a lot of comments were in your point of things dying with a whimper is like, finally, oh my gosh, please, can it be over? So I think people are ready for a change of scenery.
Whether it's an anniversary, Disney Parks does it for longer than a year. The 70th anniversary has been going on for longer than a year. And like you were talking about earlier, Samantha, like at Disney World, when they do these big events, it is often, even if it's a yearly anniversary, it generally is celebrated for longer than 1 year.
Yeah.
18 months. Yeah.
But like the 50th at Walt Disney World, because it was COVID, and then it
That's
stretched,
right.
and then it was the 100th anniversary of Walt Disney Animation. Like it just felt like, I mean, they aren't arbitrary deadlines, but it just felt like, are we just doing anything right now? And then they just repainted like the castle, so it's no longer the iridescent pink. And I'm just gonna say this: I super miss it, and I really wish that that was a holdover for the 50th.
I think some other anniversary is about to come up
Oh, there are
too,
so
right?
many. There's so many. They love it.
I was gonna say, I feel like Mickey Mouse's 100th birthday is coming up or something. Like,
2028. Because
yeah,
I always think because like we have those jerseys that people wear that have like the 28 on the back, which either says Mickey or Minnie, because he was
Yep.
1928. So Mickey Mouse's 100th birthday will come up, and I'm sure Disneyland will be something. We'll have the 75th anniversary before you know it. Like,
meanwhile, we just had a 25th anniversary for California Adventure, and that lasted one whole weekend.
the popcorn tubs, they measured them out to go up for 10 days. So there
Yeah,
were so many
yeah.
popcorn tubs they sold every day, and at the end of the 10th day, that was the end of it. But they were
That
cool.
was your anniversary.
Well, I guess they didn't want people to like be reminded of that, like like the race through the Hollywood paparazzi rides,
Yes.
those early
Yeah.
days of California Adventures.
Not too much nostalgia,
Yeah,
please.
that's
No,
right.
yeah,
That's
just
right. Nobody's holding tightly to that. And then right after August 9th and the end of the 70th is D23, and you will be bombarded with people. Like, how do you feel about the D23 happening there and like all the people? Like, how do you feel about that?
I
I
mean,
mean,
we're excited to have like our friends from other parks visiting, but
oh,
yeah,
I love
we'll be
that.
busy
yeah.
because like what we do with content creation, like we are very much like a global community. So we're stoked to have like our Disney World people over here celebrating D23 with us. And I think the end of the 70th feels almost intentional, where it ends on a
Mm,
Sunday, and then the D23 activities start literally that week. D23 officially starts on the 14th of August. That's a Friday, but there will be D23 things that start happening at the parks before that for people that fly in early.
right, right. Yes. And so that's why you're also thinking, and again, by the time everyone listens to this, that will already be announced, but that there might be a little bit of some spillover into that time of D23 with this stuff with the 70th.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we'll see what gets extended for shows. Like Paint the Night's supposed to end on the 9th. Other shows might be extended, and that makes total sense when you have people visiting for D23. Or
Yeah.
maybe there'll be special entertainment that, as of the recording of this podcast, we don't know about. Because I would love to have a surprise fireworks show for something like, hey, D23, do you remember this show? Hey, maybe this weekend only, like we'll have a different fireworks show or something.
Right, right. So, can you talk a little bit about D23 for those people who have never been or don't even know about what it is and why it's so special?
Yeah, we've been to two D23s now, and I'll say that was certainly my first thought is why and how much Disney can fill 3 days and a whole convention center. Ryan and I have done conventions together for a long time, comic book conventions, video game conventions, but those are like really broad, right? San Diego Comic Con is Marvel and Disney, but HBO and Amazon and literally every property and everywhere and everyone you could think of. So what Disney's doing what? But it's actually a really cool 3 day experience at the Anaheim Convention Center, where they not only have shopping,
Oh, what a
also
surprise.
shopping, but also some of the coolest things that we've seen are these displays of ride technology that's coming up, how they explain
Mm,
that sort of thing to you. Or we go to, they have big panels where they announce what's coming new in entertainment in the parks, and then they also induct the Disney legends. We always go to the parks panel so we can get the latest updates for that. They'll tell us everything there, but they'll also give people sneak peeks of movies and TV shows that are coming up. We learned about a lot of the 70th anniversary music from D23. We think this year we'll probably get some information about Disneyland Forward, which is our expansion project. Um, maybe at least a little bit. But then you have people in costumes, the most amazing cosplay. And just like it is really anything that you love about Disney, you can find something at D23 for you.
So the way that they position it, so D23 is the Disney fan club. So D23 Expo is the what they call the ultimate Disney fan event. So the desire is like, how do Disney fans come together, celebrate their love for Disney? So cosplay makes perfect sense. The displays that they have there, so most of the displays are either something related, like Skyla said, to park and technology, to props from movies, or
Yeah.
lines for shopping. So if you're not in line for shopping, because the lines for shopping are long, some of these displays that they have for like ride technology, there's often no line. So we went to go do the display where they're talking about the two new Avengers campus rides back, was it 2024? Two
Yeah.
years ago now. So it was the Infinity Defense that they're showing what the ride vehicle will look like for Infinity Defense. And we didn't realize this until the end of the conversation, but the guy who was standing next to the display was the head Imagineer for Infinity Defense. That what he wanted to do was answer people's questions about the attraction that he spent the last so many years working on. But we people don't realize who he is, so he's just there's no line to go talk to him. He's just there and he just wants to talk about what he's excited about.
We saw the diorama for both Toontown and Tiana's Bayou Adventure before those things opened officially. So that was really cool. And this year, to circle to the solo thing, if you they were doing half day tickets for the first time ever. So you could come in the afternoon just to get a taste and see what it's like. So if you're not sure about the crowds, about if this is something you're interested in, you can get just one of those half day tickets for cheaper and just pop in and see if you like it.
The afternoon tickets for D23 are $49. So if
Yeah.
you just want to see if you like it as a solo person, you're not maybe you're afraid to like show up and see like the ultimate Disney fan event for $49. You can be there for half of a day. Just kind of show up and see if it's your vibe or not. And if it is,
Yeah.
you're right next to Disneyland. And if it's not, then it's $49
You're right next
only
to
half of your
Disneyland.
day.
Yeah. That sounds great. I know that D23 last year was at Walt Disney World and it sold out so quickly. And so if by the time people are listening to this, it's sold out, then it's a thing to like keep on your radar as another cool thing to plan and go to solo, because I know that people that are following D23 are part of the membership. They will often kind of predict about when it's going to be, usually in August. And this is like a cool thing to be like, okay, I'm going to save up my money and go to the next one. Whether sometimes it usually rotates, right? It's Walt Disney World, Walt Disneyland, and the Walt Disney World one is considered smaller, right?
So
Yeah. And
they're
then we have,
technically
yeah,
different
go ahead.
events. So ours
Okay,
is
I'm sorry.
D23 Expo, and the expo happens generally every other year at the Anaheim Convention Center.
Okay.
D23 Destination happens roughly every other year at Disney World. And to your point, like
Yes.
they are similar, but they call them something different for reasons that don't make any sense to me. And I think it's
Yes.
to your point, like Destination's a smaller space and more limited tickets. And Expo, like we have the entire Anaheim Convention Center, which is a huge convention center, and D23 will fill the whole thing up.
And in 2027, we're having a new destination D23 in Singapore.
So there you go. Those of you who want a big trip.
Yeah, so many D23s for you to go to.
But just different fan events in different places for, I mean, different fans around the world. And each of these events, there'll be announcements at each one, but some of them are bigger than other ones based on whatever Disney is able to share at that time.
Yes, and I know that last year for the D23, a lot of people were expecting, excuse me, D23 destination. A lot of people were expecting like certain announcements and they didn't happen, and people were like, "Oh, it's
Yeah.
because it's going to be at the expo
Right.
in Anaheim next year." So that's this year, right?
Yep, that
Yeah,
is
and
usually the thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that if it's not announced at Destination D23, they're saving it for Expo.
Right.
but D23 Expo, August 14th, 15th, and 16th. And even if you're not there, generally there's information that Disney shares online, especially like the announcements that come out of these big panels. We are most excited about the parks panel because we're parks people and we're excited to see what
We
new
try to
things will be coming for
we
Disneyland
try
or
to
Disney
like
World.
live tweet it the whole time. I'm just doing Instagram stories like the whole time they're announcing stuff.
Well,
so
that's
people
what I was
can
just
see
going to
it.
say, that
Yeah.
even if people can't attend, that I'm sure there are content creators like yourselves who will be keeping people as up to date, minute to minute as possible.
As long
The
as I
park
have cell
stuff
phone
specifically,
service, yeah, then you have my attention. If I don't have cell phone service like last year, that's a different thing. We spent so long trying to upload a video of the Mad Tea Party while we're sitting in that expo hall. It's like, come on. So,
Oh my gosh. So August is going to be so busy. And then
Yeah.
what happens at the end of August? Oh, it's
Woo!
Halloween.
Yeah, Disneyland starts Halloween on August 21st. So that'll be like the Friday after D23 starts. So just days after D23, we'll have Blinky, the Mickey Pumpkin, and everything else.
Meanwhile,
Very
Disney
spooky.
World will have already been like 3 weeks deep in
Yeah, the
Halloween.
7th, right? It's early.
Yes, very early.
Our
Uh,
Oogie Boogie Bash, our first Halloween party is before Halloween officially starts, but only a couple days before.
What do you mean before like October 31st or
Before
before August 21st?
Disney, yeah, before Disney Halloween
Okay.
officially starts
Okay.
August 21st. Yeah, it might be like the 18th or something.
I was like,
It's
well, how many Oogie Boogie bashes do you have then if it's only a couple days before Halloween?
we
first day
have,
for Oogie Boogie Bash will be August 18th, and Halloween
yeah,
doesn't
there we go.
officially start till the 21st. So,
Okay.
like, we'll have a Halloween event at California Adventure that starts before it's technically Halloween season at Disneyland Park. But it's the most popular Disney After Hours event. There's a ton of dates that happen. So, yeah.
Are you two Halloween people? Like, is this the season? Oh, I see some faces. Is this the
Yeah.
season that you like look forward to?
I think Halloween is
Yes.
probably our favorite season. Skyla jokes that when she grew up as a small child, she had a summer birthday, but because of Disneyland and her birthday's in August, she now has a Halloween birthday. So
Yeah.
we'll often do something birthday related through either Disneyland Park or Knott's Scary Farm.
Yeah.
Knott's does a big Halloween
Yeah.
event here too. So we will generally do 1 or 2 days at Oogie Boogie Bash and more than a few days at Knott's Scary Farm because it's cheaper.
I go to the haunt by myself if we want to talk solo. I love going to Not Scary Farm alone. I had a security guard ask me last year if I was okay. It's like,
Well,
yes, I
where's the
love
rest of your
this.
group? It's like I'm by myself today. You're
I'm in
here
the
by
group.
yourself?
Are you okay? Yes. I love Halloween. It's my favorite.
So when's your birthday?
So August 23rd.
Oh, you're right on the cusp of Leo and Virgo.
I am, yes.
Yeah, so I'm the 31st.
Oh,
And the last couple years where I celebrated my birthday at Disney World, I'm like, well, I guess I'll do the Halloween party when I'm there, which feels very weird. I
yeah.
lived in Florida for a couple years when I was growing up, and I'm just like, no, school starts after Labor Day, but not in Florida. So it was very like even weirder. And then I came home with like so much Halloween spirit, and people were like, girl, it's still August.
I am wearing my Halloween, my ginormous collection of Halloween ears and clothes all the way as much as I possibly can, even though August, September are
Hot.
so hot in California.
Hot.
So hot.
Hot. Hot.
It does not feel like Halloween, but
Nope.
in my heart.
Our
Definitely.
Septembers lately have been our warmest month during the year. So like if we wear like a
Yeah.
Halloween costume that's like warm in September, we'll sweat in it.
Yeah, dressing up like Hamilton last year was a little much.
Although, fun fact, when they made the original Hamilton costumes, it was all thick wool. And when I was on Broadway, I was actually talking to them because I got a chance to see the costumes, and we were talking about the impossibility of dancing and doing 8 shows a week in the thick
Jeez.
wool. And and then they talked about like how they were working with different fibers to make it more comfortable. Anyway, so there you
Yeah, I
go.
was just wearing Amazon produced polyester. So
Okay, well, I don't know if the thick wool would have been better or worse then.
who knows?
Well, August seems so busy for you all. Thank you for making the time to talk about it today. And it really seems like it's important that people are following you, especially in August. So, how can people get in touch with you and follow you and learn and watch the live streams and all of that?
I mean, we're sometimes castles everywhere. So we live stream on TikTok. I live stream from the park every Friday, and then this live stream will be in the very early morning on Sunday, August 2nd for CHOC Walk. Sometimes Castles is also on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and in your local bookstore when you look
Yes,
for
your
I
local
Love Disneyland. Yeah, yeah.
bookstore.
It's weird walking into a bookstore and seeing that on a shelf. Like it's a surreal experience. So
Do you go in and be like, I just want to know if you
Sign it.
had I Love Disneyland and if there's any signed copies? Because if there are not,
I
let me
can
have
sign that for you.
well, we have learned that Barnes and Noble, if we talk at a customer service desk, they'll actually let us sign copies in there. So and they'll
Yeah.
have like a sticker that they leave on the front of the book that like shows that like it's an author signed copy.
Yeah, that's
So that's
awesome.
a neat thing Barnes and Noble does. And some stores have like big piles, and some stores it's like, we get one copy. You want to sign the one copy? Like I'll sign whatever you give it.
I'm sure independent bookstores would do that for you too.
I'm
Or do
sure.
that for
Yes.
them.
Yeah.
We did a signing in Tempe, Arizona at Changing Hands, a bookstore that's been out there for a long time. And that was one, like you said, it's an independent bookstore, very involved in the community, and we are able to do a big event out there, sign copies, and meet other Disneyland fans out there.
You could also do them with library books, but I wouldn't tell them about it.
We
Ooh.
have a friend that works at a library out here in California that was the first library to have I Love Disneyland. So like we can't share it, but like she sent it over to us that like I have the record that like the very first I Love Disneyland in any library is my library.
That's awesome. That's
Sweet.
awesome.
Yeah.
And she said the
Um,
same thing. If we're ever there, like please come over and sign it because it would be very neat to have like a signed copy in the library for everybody to check out.
yeah, I mean, again, you could sign any book, really. I mean, don't obviously support your public libraries; they're important for democracy. But also,
Yes.
you could sign your own books there. This was really, really wonderful. I feel like we again need to do this more. We talked. I feel like we talked late fall last time.
Yes.
And so we were like, oh, we should do something around Christmas, and maybe we'll come back and do another late fall thing about Christmas as well.
I feel like Halloween and Christmas are often the busy times for people to visit,
Yeah.
and even for people coming to do like solo stuff at the park. I think the rotation of food, entertainment, uh, is more rapid, like the last part of the year. So like if people are trying to like go over to the park and try different things, I think end of the year is like for at least Disneyland is one of the better seasons to be visiting.
I mean, it's the same for Disney World too. Like even just creating like a programming schedule for the podcast, it's often like, okay, 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 okay. Oh, all right. Now we are just, chock full, no pun intended, of Halloween to Christmas, and it's like back to back to back to back to back, right? So, there is a lot going on. It's a cool time to go. Thank you both. This was really, really wonderful to see you both again and to hear about the Chalk Walk and other things happening in August. All the links to your social media are down below. And I think goodbye until we see each other again.
Hey,
Thank you
thank
so
you
much
again,
for having us
Samantha.
on again.
Bye.
Hey, Solos, I hope you're still listening because I'm going to forego the normal tag scene to say that the Sometimes Castles Chalk Walk team has a team goal of $2,000, and they are just shy of their $2,000 goal for their team by about $600. So please, Disney Solo Magic people, please go on and help them out. And remember, spread those donations around. So by the time I am looking at this the morning of Thursday, July 23rd, there are some people on their team that only have $10. Let's bump that up. Let's double it. There's some people that have less than $100. Let's bump that up. Let's double it. Let's get this really fulsome community Disney Solo Magic fundraising goal for them. Such a great cause, so important. And remember, all the money goes to this children's charity. So important. Please donate. Let's see those numbers go up. It'd be so wonderful to support our big Disney Solo Magic community.